means that every person that we arrest has to go to Helena. That becomes problematic. I can't have people run, I mean, we average about 3 people a day to go to jail. I'm not going to Helena 3 times a day to transport people.
Even with the transport
He's a
officer.
transport
Right.
officer. So, you know, so that's,
That's gonna kill the little time counties.
yeah, and that's, and they don't have a tax base to do that yet.
Right.
And so I understand it helps the bigger counties, but it sure doesn't help the ones that are in it. And our demographics here, we're just kind of an oddity, and in regards to what we deal with. Most counties in our population size don't have a crime rate. You know, it's either feast or famine. And even when you look at Jefferson County, I talked to Sheriff Hilo and Sheriff, or Secretary Test, is that, we're way busier than Jefferson County, they have a bigger population, a bigger land mass than we do. And they have more officers on the street. So, Seth said a couple days ago, he went 2 months without a call for service. We can't go 20 months without a call for service. So they kind of, just people in the area, like how things go.
Shut down Highway 287, you'll be all right.
Thought about putting an overpass, yeah. Just right over the Elkhorns, I-15, I-90, there you go. Make it 4-lane and.
With your numbers, is Highway Patrol, Highway Department, at a Montana HP?
Yeah.
Can we get more patrol from them?
We
on
had,
highway?
we called the colonel
Okay.
and I said.
Came down.
He came down.
You guys all know the answer to this, I see you
And-
laughing.
And so I said, and my comment to Tom was, you know, when I got here in 2000, we had 3 resident troopers. Now we have 0. Now, I shouldn't say, we have 1 now.
Brand new.
Brand new. She's here. She's bought a house out on Sauter Lane.
It's not here quite yet.
Not quite yet, but she's closing, I think, this week on her house. Her husband's a high patrol dispatcher up in Helena. She's coming to us from Blaine's office. When Colonel was down, he said that one of his problems, he's had a lot of retirements, and he's had a lot of people who just walk away. One of the officers, if I remember his name, you know him, 7-year officer, one day drove his car to the office with all the stuff in it, walked away. And it's after 7 years. And so they're short quite a bit, and they've had to, they've increased the academy size for law enforcement basic to help high patrol out, because they needed, I think they're 29 officers short around the state. And so they're struggling. I told them, I said, I have one of the deadliest highways in the state of Montana, with the exception of probably 93 and Highway 2. And
I think we're number 2 now, aren't we, after Highway 2? Since I guess
93 is
94.
better because it's 4 lanes and turn lanes and everything else. It's not quite as bad. We are probably number 2. And I said, I went and waited around. And I said, and I told them, part of the conversation is that the deputies respond to 269 traffic complaints, and we sat on 144 crashes in the calendar year of 215.
Waiting about an hour each time for them.
Yeah, and that's dead time.
Yeah, and that becomes a burden, because you can't walk away from the crash. And if there's another call, they will call somebody out to deal with it. And, I mean, you look at the night that Ken Neer got his crash. You know, at that same time, of that crash, there was a crash on the other side of the interstate. It was also a serious crash as well. So, one officer's here, I came out and helped Myra on that with Ken Neer, and Jamie and 3 forms were dealing with the one on the opposite side of the interstate. And so it's just a dangerous roadway. And now it's Daytona from Toscan to almost, 437, you know?
Can we work with MHP and maybe put together a proposal that since there isn't the coverage, since they're down, we will help them financially by offering to continue to patrol for such and such amount, more or less they could contract with us to continue doing what you're already doing until they get their own staffing. Is that an option? Or
No,
is it
I don't-
worth an ask?
I don't know if it is. My fear with what I'm seeing and what the rest of the sheriffs are seeing on the MSPOA level is when you look back in the early 2000s, it was high patrol. And then one day, out of the blue, they were wearing trooper hats and their car said state trooper. And now they wear tactical gear and they spend a lot of time with AR-15s and always everywhere on shootings and robberies, and they're kind of inundating themselves into the state police. And so Colonel Butler denies that claim. His command staff denies that claim. But they are spending an atrocious amount of time in drug interdiction, and they've come to us as on the minority ETF board saying we want to cut it back. And so we're really starting to see this push.
I mean, like Michigan, where they do all the major crimes.
And what they've done, and this is where they're going to have some resistance, is on the eastern side of the nation. They have stripped the powers of the sheriff down to civil, bailiff, and jails, and that's all they do. The state police run everything else. Now, that might work on New England and the East Coast to a certain degree, and they try to promote it in other aspects. I will tell you, there's 56 sheriffs in this state that are going to protest very loudly if they think that's going to happen.
Well, I think the people,
Oh, I was just thinking Mako would be
There's not-
up in arms on that one too, so I
Well,
think that'd be a good partnership to
I
fight.
mean, you have, 7,000 citizens in this county that, I guarantee over half of them are not big trooper fans.
Yeah.
And
They
there's
want their sheriff, the
Yeah.
person they know.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, that's the beauty of our system right now, is you guys are friends and family.
I mean,
Wow.
this is our community operates different than Lewis and Clark County and Gallatin County. They don't want Gallatin County or Lewis and Clark County telling, or
Right?
coming in and operating or even bigger at the state level. So
Yeah.
I just do not see that
Yeah.
happen.
Like in Michigan, the way that their state police do is they do all major crimes and accidents. So they still have their locals and their cities and their townships and their whatever, but when it comes to a crime, you're waiting for state police.
Yeah.
Which can be good if you've got the expertise, but I bet they're waiting a long time.
Oh, boy, howdy.
Yeah.
But to be a state trooper, there's strict
Yeah.
requirements that you have to meet before, it doesn't matter even if you have years of service, you have to have degrees, you have to have a lot of other things to come along with that.
That, like when Colonel Butler was down here, we made sure that we did not want it to seem a bashing session on highway patrol, because we absolutely rely on their help.
Mhm.
And, we're hurting because we're going out to these 5 or 6 traffic complaints a day that are really strapping the guys,
Sure.
on top of all the other calls, and there's nobody. Problem is he said, I have 12 coming out of this academy class, but I have 12 leaving.
Yeah.
So we're still 28. Next academy class, we'll have 12, we'll have 13 leaving, And between that and a lot, and Detective Reddick can attest to this, is a lot of training. They are in trainings constantly and not on the road, so it's really putting hurting on the roads, which
Sure.
is why, Division 0 didn't work out very good. It was one of the 256 or 24 fatalities last year. You're way up. And you can drive from here to Billings and not see one highway patrolman.
I don't know, I've been on the road a lot
Yeah.
here lately, and
This is a
I've
fun
not
and,
seen a single highway patrol in months in Broadwater County.
Well, that was one of the conversations I had with the colonel was, we drove back when Brandon was going to a corner basic, and we were driving back and forth every day. And it wasn't until Friday, when we were coming home, that we actually saw a trooper. Driving back and forth for 5 days, I said, Tom, that's ridiculous. In the same breath with that, though, is that his vision is obviously skewed because we went from 3 people doing executive protection to 7. There are 7 full-time highway patrolmen following the governor around.
That's
So-
off of the road, that's not from.
He's that hated on.
No, but the thing is that they've changed their purpose. So tell me why it is that when we go to Washington State, we have to have 3 high patrolmen in uniform standing on the football field. Come on, give me a break. It's ridiculous. And so,
That's when the cat's in, the grizzlies are both away.
Yeah,
They have patrolmen fly with the teams and sit on
yeah,
on their side in uniform. It just is,
yeah.
absolutely, you watch a Montana game out of state, to look behind the team and there's boys in green back there.
And so they've really
How do you
changed.
get that detail?
Yeah.
They
I think you're on the wrong subject right now.
They rotate through. Just like here when Cat Grizz, both sides there's troopers. It's not Grizz
campus
have their own
police, yeah.
Campus police, GATS have their own campus
Right.
police. It's troopers, and those are guys that are taken off the road to stand at a game when you already have crowd security, you have, Bozeman PD, Gallatin
Yeah.
County, campus police, all walking around,
Yeah.
and then you have troopers that are standing behind the team. It just, I'm like, hey, you're short guys on the road, you need to be out on the road, you know? But it's a college thing, because if you look, even
Every-
Michigan
Michigan
State,
does it.
they fly their state police with every,
That's every
usually
team.
every state police goes with those football teams. It's some, I don't know, trend or something, but it's.
Oh, it's free tickets.
And then then at the end of the game, you watch them, they walk out with the coach.
Yeah.
You know, when the coaches shake hands, there's your two troopers right there, on you know, both sides of the coach. So it's funny, I don't understand. Maybe I'm jealous.
Yeah,
You start paying me
I
to
think
go.
he is.
I am. Let's make a new trend where commissioners get to do that.
We'll give you a badge and a gun, and you start going to Broadway
All right.
County Bulldog.
All right, I'll walk out with the coach. Oh, I think we made some headway today, you know, I appreciate you guys coming and talking. But I think it's definitely a work in process.
Are you guys okay with the plan so far, the short term?
But and I'm okay with it as long as it's, you know, definitely short term, because it's not gonna be there forever.
Right, I think this-
Someday, this jail's gonna be plumb full of Broadwater County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this needs to be one of the last years we do this.
I do
You
think it's
this.
important though to throw out the PR aspect. The public had an expectation, and it was sold to them
Yep.
by the sheriff and the commission at the time, that the detention center would help pay for law enforcement. I think it's good PR that it's doing that. But you're right, we cannot rely on it solely. It's a piece of the puzzle, but it's not the whole
And we
thing.
No, cause it's gonna kill your jail administrator, it's gonna kill
Oh,
you
man.
and you.
Yeah,
To continue to put these numbers together, where, man, if we don't do this, what are we gonna do? If we don't bring in 38 or 28 or 26 paying inmates, what are we gonna do? Then you're gonna beat down a building, and when the building is plumb broken down, where does that leave you? You know, then you're left with a building that's plumb broken down and won't pass inspections to house inmates.
Well,
especially
maybe
if you
the
don't have a
museum.
maintenance
Yeah.
person like Mike. I mean, imagine if we had to pay a contractor for all the work that's.
And that's,
Oh, yeah.
we,
We'd be
and
broke.
Mike's been a godsend, and I don't know if it's, I don't know if anybody's talking about this, but since it is, you guys' building, well, I'll let you know, we have this open spot out here in the public foyer, as you come up the stairs. We took the pop machine down there because it wasn't being utilized, we put one in the break room. I think y'all seen that. We've offered that space to the county attorney for storage of his file cabinets, to open up that extra office that Mike put in when Carl was here. So there's a plan to, at some point this year, frame that in and everything, and so he can take his file cabinets and put them in there, and still have access, because they all have a key to get through. They can get their reports or whatever they need, and then, but it opens up that space in there, because we all know that he's requesting a deputy. And so right now, if he got a deputy, he doesn't have space for it, so we have offered that up. So there'll be a little modification, and I don't know if anybody's had a discussion with you about that, but, try to play well with others, sort of.
You know, on that same vein, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, prior to the current, it used to be the sheriff's department and the county. And what I have seen the last year that I'm very grateful for is we're all one unit. Mike doing the maintenance over there, doing the retrofitting, it's all coming out of the general fund, not your fund. What you've just done for the county attorney and opening up that space. Your support of Mike, you know, I am also grateful for that improved relationship of we're one county and we're working together, so
Well, I think
also thank you.
I brought it up to the city council last night, and I think I don't know if I made a dent in it, but we all work for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And regardless of where we sit, and we have to do, in all facets, we have to do our best. So maybe it made a dent, maybe it didn't, I don't know. We'll see how the next meeting goes. So,
we're on a good track there with that.
So far, so good, yeah.
It used to work years ago,
Yeah.
Gail was on it, I think it's great that we're getting it going again. It's a
Yeah.
good thing.
And you know what, it might slow down, it might, I'm hoping is that with having members of both, I hope they filled you in on this.
Yeah, we talked about it all day.
No, from last night.
Oh.
So last night, city agreed that they would like to participate in a city-county committee. So, Gerald, is it Gerald?
Gerald, yeah.
Gerald, the city council.
Sanderson.
Yes, and then he's the councilman that will sit on it. Dave Klaus is a citizen at large for the city. Nick was volunteered, or voluntold, that he would represent the county for the time being. And so you guys need to agree on a citizen at large to sit on that, and then it'd be Corey and myself. And I think, and
And the mayor.
And the mayor. So I think that that committee should kind of reduce some of the conversations, the long drawn out conversations at each particular board. I think they'll have that avenue to have that, those conversations with the, as the commissioner come back and report to the commission, councilman report back to the city council, and it gives the input from both city, county, and the people that represent both jurisdictions. And I think it'll be a good thing. So, I think everybody was in agreement last night that it would be a good thing, so.
I think it's needed to bridge those gaps.
We've had some gaps, so, there's a gap I need to go and fix with the south end of the county. Because I don't think, the conversations I have with the folks in the south end of the county, is they feel like they've been left out and forgotten. And so my plan is to have a conversation with Emily at the stockyard there and see if we can, get down there for a little town meeting, hopefully in July, and let them know who we are and answer questions and take concerns and stuff, so.
You know, I do feel, I mean, we have a resident deputy that checks on, and the first thing he does is come straight to town because he has to be, because that's where the calls are, and it's just, you know, why do we have a resident deputy down there? There's no point of it right now, it's just, you know, it'd be nice for him to be able to check on and just, you know, hey, Three Forks to Toston, you know, unless you
Yeah.
arrest somebody, don't come up here. You know, I mean, there's enough people down there that you can do that. and
Oh, for sure.
really make them
Enough
feel
area to
included,
patrol, there's
but-
enough, yeah.
But then you have nobody else, you know, it's just,
I'd be curious to see what happens in the, and I don't know, I was gonna ask, and maybe, Ann, you can find out, I was really curious, when I looked at the numbers last night, for the primary, and I know the primary people, a lot of people don't vote in that, but I was curious to know how many people from the south end of the county actually participated. And saying that is because, Delaware, Steinbrewer, who's at the academy right now, said when she called and goes, when's the voting stop in Townsend? Because she had to come from the academy to get to Toston. And I think that could be part of an issue there. And what I guess I didn't understand is when I worked in Lewis and Clark County and elections came along, there was always a deputy that went to Lincoln, Augusta, Wolf Creek, to all those outlying areas and sat there with that ballot box and then brought it in to the elections office. And I guess my concern is that if they're feeling that they're left out, are we not giving them enough opportunity? Do we need to address Three Forks Junction election area because they don't have the time or they don't want to take the time to drive from Three Forks to Toston to vote or what have. I don't know what the numbers are. It didn't seem like they were very high.
That's why the absentee ballot is so high anywhere, because people are doing that.
But it's interesting. I think there are, without actually looking at hard numbers, I think there is a very higher percentage of people in the city of Townsend who vote absentee ballots than they are in precinct 13. It's amazing the number of people who take the time to make that 18 to 20 mile drive, which translates into 40 miles.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many of them
Well,
are serious about their voting responsibilities.
Yeah.
And I was curious because I was looking, you know, I was looking through the numbers and stuff and kind of going, good God, you know, because we had the conversation, I think it would be Montana, when we had the commission meeting down there, we talked about the geographical population for each district. And they were all right around 1,800, you know, plus or minus a few. And okay, so if we have that, I was assuming that was registered voters. And then I looked at the numbers and, you know, I think there was 1,700 voters for commission race. And I'm thinking, okay, that's not even one district. So that people are being involved. And I was kind of curious to know what the demographics were of that. If it's people in town, if it's people in Winston, you know, what is it that, you know, where do we go and educate folks to be part of the solution, not part of the problem? And so.
And I will tell you, a conversation with one voter who came in, she said, where on earth do we at the south end of the county find out about candidates in the county? We have no way of getting that.
And they don't?
They don't. We've tried, we've addressed getting information down there to them about the minutes. We've got 2 or 3 different ways of doing that. Whether they avail themselves of it or not, I don't know, but I don't know what the answer is because they don't have a paper down there anymore. And even when I sent the minutes to him, I don't think he ever printed it.
You didn't for a long time
What
Yeah.
before it
What about
closed.
on the county has a website where we put the minutes on the
They
website?
do, but
Yeah, there
how
are.
many people down there know about it?
That's exactly right. We
Yes.
did the newsletter, that's the reason we started the county newsletter.
Right.
You know,
And that's what I'm kind of hoping is getting down there and have, you know, put something in the paper, put something on Facebook. We got some friends and acquaintances down there that we can reach out to. Masons down there, maybe put some flyers up or something. You get people into that building and we hear what their concerns are. But the thing is, we can also educate them at the same point. And so,
We did the commissioner meeting down there.
yeah.
There was people from Townsend that came to it. The number from the Three Forks area was,
Actually, one, there was 3
Yeah.
on that library.
yeah,
They-
and
one-
that was basically it.
one realtor
Maybe
was
one
there.
other person
Yeah.
from the south. Nobody showed up. I don't know whether they didn't know about it or wouldn't take the time, but yeah, there definitely they need to be included, and I felt this very strongly for a long time, and I don't know how to go about doing it.
And that's the thing, and my conversation with Sid last night was, you're not the biggest part of our county. And
Right.
it's gonna be another 5 years and Three Forks Junction area is gonna overpopulate the majority of the rest of the county. And with maybe the exception of Winston, Winston's going crazy up there. And from basically Hazel Creek on up through
Yeah.
DHM. And so, I think that's, you're seeing quite a change in the north and the south of us. And trying to get these people involved and be part of that solution is one of the things that I really would like to try to figure out how to get that done. And if I can get that meeting set up and they'll allow it, it might be something where you guys as commission come down as well and let people, if we can get enough people there. I know there's an interest. I talked to Matt Howie. I talked to Sam Tribble. She works in the community. She works at Stockyard. I know that there's been some interest from the folks in Stockyard. And then one gal, Kelly Brock, I think her name. She lives down there on Price Road. She's very interested. They've actually offered up their homes to have town hall meeting in. And I'm like, I don't know where that, we want to put a lot of people in somewhere that we don't respect. And I think maybe giving the opportunity with enough notification, some advertisement, some word by mouth, social media, we might actually,
K-Dogs.
they probably don't get it down there.
No.
It's internet based.
They might, but they might, being in the Three Forks area, most of the Three Forks kids.
Right.
So,
Or whatever.
How about like a tidbits? You know, if we did a county tidbits like once a month and send it to all the businesses, people that we know of, and maybe HOAs, homeowners associations that are active.
What about So I know a lot of people, including my parents and my father-in-law, you know, they work Monday through Friday. And, you know, I mean, have we ever, I don't even know if you can do this, but like maybe like once a quarter or something, do a Saturday commission meeting or something. I know, you know, business, but a lot of these people, I think you guys are gonna get a lot more people turning up. Probably not a summer Saturday, but I'm talking, you know, winter, you know, fall Saturday. I know, because they wanna know what's going on too, and they're always asking me, but they can never go, because they would have to take time off to be here, and I know that's probably the majority of our community. You know, I just think that.
We've done evenings, Saturday's a great
I
idea.
think that, you know, weekend day, when most people are off, you know, I think down south would probably be a good start with that, because a lot of those people are down there because they're working and they're driving to Bozeman. So that's why Monday, we had more, that one day we had more people from Townsend than Three Forks, and, you know, and Three Forks, so I mean, I know it takes a weekend day, but.
And we've utilized social media very well. I mean, we have 785 people that follow the Broward Hill Sheriff's Office page. And I wish we had a way to check to see how much that gets actually viewed at other levels, because when I talked to them, they kind of gave Bobby a bad time for the thing that she put on last Friday. But that number of people that saw it, I had told years, was over 6,500 people.
Wow.
So when we talk about social media, even though we might not like it or share it, 6,500 people looked at it, and that's huge numbers. You're talking the whole, more than the population of Broward County. So, granted, that's, you know, everywhere, but, might be something that, you know, we look at. And then obviously trying to get more information out about, when we get our website up and running, it might be, you can find out kind of information on this website, on this Facebook page, or, you know, and Dana's been real good about utilizing Facebook as well.
Oh, yeah.
For his road construction projects. And not that I'm an advocate of Facebook, but it does have its benefits as much as it's got its downfalls.
Right.
Maybe we should be utilizing that more for county too. The problem is we need somebody with the time
Yeah.
to put into
So
it.
that does great, and maybe if we could even start sharing some of Dana's road updates on ours,
Yeah.
people would see that and they can like his too, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's some work to get that up.
I don't know. You got anything there, techie?
Not right now.
Are you sure?
Yep. I just look,
You just like sitting there looking at yours every day?
no, I was just looking at the Facebook.
Oh.
Nice. Well, I want to ditto what Nick said. I really appreciate you guys taking the time and the relationship building that you guys have been doing.
And I see your concern, Brandon, and, you know, not wanting to poke the pig too many times. But I think we're on the right track to prevent that from happening.
Short term.
How do you use that particular description?
I didn't even think about it. 3 cops.
You just know that I raise hot.
What?
A pig raising pigs. Yeah, that should be, let's put that on the news.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right. So I know we had something on the agenda for 11.
That's the air ambulance.
Okay, so we don't have to attend that. Okay.
Not unless you want to.
Not really, but thanks. I appreciate the offer.
And 1 o'clock is that building.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So you
Today?
Yep.
And I think we'll recess for half an hour with you
Yes.
guys. All right. We are recessed.
Okay. Because I just was thinking, you know, my 2 hours and 21 minutes of sleep last night.
I'm gonna go over here in the judge's chambers and take a